So, of course, questions still remain for thousands of Chicago public school parents and students. Just an hour ago, we spoke with Chicago Teachers Union Vice President Stacy Davis Gates to get more on the status of this stalemate between CPS and CTU. We should note that we also invited a representative from CPS, but they were unable to join us. I began by asking Davis Gates how she'd describe today for her members and how they're feeling.
Frustrating for many of the members this morning when they went to log on and found that they were locked out of their classrooms. Many had communicated to their families that they would be logging on and could not. So they spent a lot of time today calling families, touching bases with them. This afternoon, there was a car caravan. Several of the educators that I spoke with today spent the afternoon taking work to their students, making sure that families had good instruction and so forth. So just a lot of work to scramble around. We did not expect to be locked out of our virtual classrooms.
Now, that said, the district is calling this action, an illegal work stoppage, since the union can't make the determination on when the district goes to remote learning. It is the district that's supposed to make that decision. And of course, you and I both know a lot has to happen before an actual strike can occur. But is this, in effect, a work stoppage? I mean, is that what you would call it?
No, I wouldn't call it a work stoppage. It was very obvious that it is a remote work action. Similar to what was done last year, where we could still interact with our students and provide some instruction to them. Look, I can't answer for our mayor. I just can't. I just know that our members want to be engaged in instruction again. Brandon, as you know, many of the classrooms in our school communities on Monday and Tuesday were doubled up, tripled up. They were in cafeterias, they were in auditoriums and gymnasiums because there were no adults to staff or instruct. Instruction is not happening because of COVID. People are catching this, and it has been difficult to keep stability, which is why testing is important, which is why vaccinations are important. And we are trying to convince our mayor that these things need to be implemented in our school communities so we can not only open, but we can remain.
And of course, Stacy, what a lot of parents really want to know is how long do you plan on staying out of the building? Under what circumstances would you return before January 18th?
Well, I think that has a lot to do with our mayor. She's in control of our school district. We've been begging for collaboration for a very long time. Today in bargaining, I would say is the first time in months that, we got transparency, good discussion, the passing of proposals. And that's only because our members took action. And it is a shame that our members have to take action in order to get her team to be truthful at the table, to pass proposals at the table, to engage and interact at the table. Typically, it's a lot of no. It's a lot of, waiting and holding the ball. Today, there was, a lot of back and forth. And so we see that as a positive development. And we hope that the mayor can, give us an indication of her opening back up our classrooms so we can teach tomorrow and get to an agreement that makes the most sense.
So yesterday we heard from CPS late saying that they have proposed to you 200,000 or distributing 200,000 KN95 masks to staff and more throughout January, allowing principals to make the decision on reinstating the health screener and the temperature check policies at schools, as well as on-site testing at 100% of schools, while still allowing schools themselves to make it at the school district or the school level, to make the decision on returning to remote learning when certain conditions are met. What has been your response to that proposal? Because I don't think it quite lines up with exactly what you all are asking.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't speak to the frequency of testing. We've talked a lot about opt-out testing. We know that the school district in Evanston is doing that. Thornton School District, both school districts are doing opt-out. We believe having an opt-out mechanism helps us get more children into the testing regimen. Gives us a better opportunity of catching the virus before we have a situation like we had at Park Manor, where like 80% of the school community was in quarantine because of the virus. We need those mitigations in place. And, and I'm going to be a broken record on this. The Biden administration sent the Chicago Public Schools $2 billion to put these mitigations in place. And they have not been administered in a way that helps us give our students traumatic supports, that helps us help our students recover from the time that we were not in person. We don't have testing working. You all saw the testing debacle. These things require administration, they require leadership, they require collaboration, and that is what we're hoping to land with the mayor.
So, on the topic of the mayor, in a press conference yesterday, Mayor Lightfoot addressed the decision that your members took. Here's a look at a bit of that.
What happened when we went to all remote learning as the CTU leadership is challenging us to do? What we saw is 100,000 children, particularly among Black and brown children, that were disconnected from the system and learning. We saw a threefold increase in the number of failure rates among elementary school children. Not only that, we heard from parents how disruptive that remote learning was to their lifestyles.
Now, Stacy, this has obviously caused whiplash and frustration for so many parents who were up late last night wondering what to expect today. What do you say to the parents who are concerned about this kind of tension and discord between the district and the union and the impact that it has on them and their students?
So a couple of things about that. I'm a mom as well. I had to hush my children before, I logged on with you. This has been extraordinarily disruptive. And it has been disruptive since we started in September. I've said this before, my 7th grader doesn't have a reading, science, or math teacher. Those are critical classes in a critical school year. So this disruption is being felt by everyone, and it is unfair. It's so much so unfair. This is why we're saying, where's the $2 billion? Our mayor brings up all of what was wrong, but has not implemented any policies or practices or hired the necessary people to address any of the issues that she continues to enumerate. We don't have more social emotional supports in our school community. We don't have more substitutes in the building to cover classes because we know staffing continues to be an issue because people are getting sick.
And Stacy, sorry, we're just out of time, but it sounds like obviously you'd like to see a lot more out of the mayor. We hope to hear from her at some point as well. For now, that's where we'll leave it. Thanks for joining us again.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you.